Oke, saya mau menyampaikan tutorial tentang Tekla mulai dari lesson 1. Lesson 1 isinya membuat model, memodifikasi grid, memasukkan sebuah model referensi, membuat tampak, kemudian membuat dan memodifikasi part. Oke. Mulai dengan membuat new model. Model name diisi dulu. Ini sudah diisikan sebagai first step ya. Ini foldernya juga sudah dibuat tersendiri. Kalau Anda menginginkan di tempat lain bisa dibuat. Oke. Ini grid default. Sekarang kita harus buat grid ini disesuaikan dengan model yang akan kita buat. Caranya double klik di gridnya. Oke, ini ada koordinat x, y, z, label x, y, z ya. Pertama kita bikin sebagai first step, kemudian load. Nah, ini sudah ada karena kita merencanakan sumbu x sebagai 7 grid, sumbu y 7 grid, kemudian sumbu z nya 3 grid saja. Ini diisikan untuk yang jumlahnya yang jaraknya sama, bisa dengan tanda perkalian begini, 2 kali 6000 berarti ada 2 garis dengan jarak 6000. Oke, modify. Oke, kita mau ubah koordinatnya, ya betul. Oke, close. Oke, kemudian sekarang kita mendapatkan gambar arsitektural dari arsitek. Mau kita masukkan ke sini sebagai model kita untuk analisa struktur. Ini caranya kita masukkan insert reference model button. Oke. Kemudian browse. Nah, ini sudah ada. Ini di select. Oke. Nah, ini skala. Nah, skala ini disesuaikan dengan skala yang ada di drawing yang dari arsiteknya. Oke. Skalanya adalah 1:100. Oke. Apply. Oke. Posisi dari reference modelnya itu di mana? Mungkin di gambar drawingnya sebagai 0,0. Oke. Ini. Oke. Nah, sekarang sudah masuk. Ini gambar yang dari arsiteknya. Oke. Ini Ctrl P ini bisa merubah posisi dari 2D ke 3D. Kemudian mouse wheel juga bisa untuk zoom in, zoom out. Nah, seperti ini. Kemudian mari kita mulai dengan membuat strip footing. Di sini, di sini, di sini, dan di sini. Oke, escape. Sekarang kita buat strip footing. Create. Oke, di sini, di sini. Kemudian klik ke tengah ya. Oke. Sini, di sini, klik ke tengah. Oke, di sini, klik ke tengah. Oke, sudah escape. Yang sisanya caranya analog dengan tadi, kita langsung generatekan saja. Oke, ini sudah jadi. Sekarang kita mau select semua ini dengan perintah area selection. Drag dari kiri ke kanan, semua terselect. Oke. Kemudian karena tadi koneksinya tentu saja belum proper, maka kita software ini bisa memproperkan koneksi itu dengan auto connection. Ada di dalam mainnya engineering cutback. Oke, di sini. Oke, engineering cutback. Ya, create connection, close. Nah, sekarang kita lihat. Nah, ini yang sebelum di auto connection begini nih ya. Oh, ini Ini seperti ini kan nggak bisa, ini juga nggak bisa. Nih, nah inilah satu kelebihannya Tekla ya. Class check itu diberlakukan juga untuk yang tadinya hanya untuk steel, sekarang di beton pun bisa. Oke. Kemudian kita mau bikin konkret panel di sini, di sini. Oke. Di sini, di sini. Klik. Di sini, di sini, klik. Di sini, di sini, klik. Escape. Oke, sekarang kita mau melihat penampakan 3 dimensinya. Nah, sudah jadi footing, strip footing, kemudian concrete panel. Oke, sekarang kita mau bikin kolom. Oke, di sini kolom baja ya. Oke, di sini. Sekarang kita bikin kolom beton. Di sini. Oke. Propertinya kita harus ubah karena dia terlalu panjang. Dan kemudian bentuknya juga kita mau modifikasi. Ini kita mau jadikan kolom bulat. Oke. Kita mau ukurannya 35 cm sudah ya. Oke. Oke. Posisinya adalah ini defaultnya segini, kita mau hanya 3,6 meter saja. Oke, modify. Nah, sudah. Oke. Sekarang kolom beton yang sudah kita buat tadi kita mau copy di beberapa tempat. Oke, Ctrl C. Di sini awalnya, aslinya, originnya, kesini satu, lalu di sini satu lagi, di sini satu lagi. Sisanya kita lakukan secara otomatis saja supaya cepat. Oke, semua sudah terbentuk. Sekarang gambar arsitektural yang kita jadikan referensi tadi untuk patokan template tadi sudah tidak kita perlukan, kita hide saja. Caranya begini, reference model list, visibility-nya kita ganti ke menjadi hidden. Oke. Nah, sekarang sudah. Sekarang kita mau bekerja dengan melihat tampak 3 dimensi dan tampak 2 dimensinya. Caranya view, grid view of model along grid line ya. Grid. Nah, kita scroll. Nah, kita mau lihat tampak atasnya dari posisi 3600. Oke. Window sekarang vertically. Nah, sekarang sudah kita bisa bekerja di 2 window. Sekarang kita membuat balok beton. Oke, di sini, di sini. Oke. Nah, di Tekla ini memungkinkan kita ngeklik di 3 dimensi di 1 titik, kemudian titik berikutnya di 2 dimensi. Menarik. Oke, contohnya begini, lalu begini. Nah, sama ya. Oke, sekarang begini di 2 dimensi, second point-nya di 3 dimensinya. Oke. Sisanya analog dengan yang tadi, kita langsung grid saja. Oke. Selanjutnya kita bikin slabnya. Oke. First corner di sini, second corner di sini, di sini, di sini, di sini. Oke, sudah ketutup. Escape. Nah, tapi pada implementasinya kan tidak mungkin begini. Balok di atasnya plat, elevasinya tidak sama, seharusnya sama ya. Oke, kita samakan. Nah, ini kan seharusnya sama, masuk ke dalam. Nah, lalu di sini kita mau ubah ketebalan slabnya juga. Oke. Enter ya. Lalu kemudian oh ya, slabnya tadinya sebenarnya 200, sekarang sudah diubah jadi 250. Caranya begini tadi. Nah, ini posisi slabnya ini. Nah, kalau di sini berarti dia masuk gitu loh. Kalau ini kan dia di atasnya, dia di tengah, dia masuk. Oke, sekarang sudah masuk. Sekarang kita mau ngopi geometri ini sama ke sisi sebelahnya dengan perintah mirror, sama di AutoCAD juga sama. Klik kiri, klik drag dari kiri ke kanan. Oke. Kemudian copy spesial, mirror. Kita pilih titik ininya di sini. Mirror lainnya di sini. Nah, X0, Y0, angle-nya 90 derajat. Ya, karena dia counterclockwise ya. Copy, delete duplicates. Oke. Sekarang kita bikin concrete slab di tengahnya. Oke, di sini, di sini, di sini, di sini. Oke. Ya, sekarang pelajaran 1 selesai, kita lanjutkan dengan pelajaran 2. Oke. Sekarang mulai pelajaran kedua. Di pelajaran kedua ini kita akan membuat general arrangement dari model yang sudah kita buat di pelajaran 1. Memodifikasi drawing, menambahkan dimensi, membuat satu section view atau potongan, kemudian menampilkan marking. Oke, kita mulai dengan general arrangement drawing. Nah, ini drawing and report, klik, kemudian klik general arrangement drawing. Nah, ini kita apa yang mau kita buat. Di contoh ini kita mau lihat dari grid 1. Oke. Kemudian kontrol sampai dengan plan. Nah, nih. Oke, drawing properties. Nih, kita lihat engineering A1 elevation with rebar. Oke, load. Kemudian klik OK. Kemudian ini open dan create. Nah, ini potongannya, tapi tidak fit dengan papernya atau dengan kertasnya, lalu kita fitkan ya. Oke, double click the frame in the drawing view. Segini skalanya, kita bikin 100, modify. Oke. Yang satunya sama dengan tadi. Oke. Sekarang move. Ini bisa dipindah begitu. Sama, ini juga bisa dipindah, sama seperti di AutoCAD dengan model dan layout itu ya. Oke. Lalu bagaimana menampilkan dimensinya? Nih dia, kita create free dimension button. Di sini kita klik. Oke, 4948 ya. Oke. Sini. Oke, 1500 ya. Lalu kita buat, sekarang kita mau buat section dari pad footing yang di bawah kolom baja. Oke. Nah, ini. Oke. Section view button. Oke. Di sini. Oke. Di sini. Oke. Ini kan potongan kan? Oke. Pick the first point of the cut block. Oke. second point of kapok. Oke. Nah, insert point for the section view. Oke, di sini misalnya. Oke. Nah, inilah potongannya tadi. Oke. Double klik. Oke. Part mark. Oke. Oke. General visibility view. Always modify. Nah, sekarang sudah ada bahwa ini beam 300/600. Oke. Dimensi bisa dipindah dengan ngedragnya sama seperti di AutoCAD juga ya. Nih, select. Nah, kan bisa sama. Ini sama. Tuh, supaya mungkin lebih apa ya, lebih mudah dilihat. Oke. Back to the model view. Ini tadi kan layout. Oke. Sekarang pelajaran 2 sudah, nanti kita lanjutkan dengan pelajaran 3. Oke. Kita mulai pelajaran ketiga. Di pelajaran ketiga gini kita akan mempelajari caranya memodifikasi sebuah slab untuk membuat tangga. Kemudian memotong panel dinding ini mas, artinya apa namanya, shear wall, core wall, untuk membuat pintu di lift. Kemudian mengopi objek untuk nambah tingkat. Kemudian melihat perubahan yang terjadi pada gambar. Oke, kita mulai. Mudah untuk memodify part dengan cara mendrag handle dan ujungnya. Mari kita modifikasi yang bagian tengah, middle slab next. Oke, ini begitu. Select the slab, klik kanan, modify. Ini track and see the modification chain. Ini kalau kita drag nanti kelihatan perubahannya. Nah itu. Oke. Press escape. Kalau ini lancip gini kan tidak bagus ya, kita mau bikin lengkung, chamfer. Oke. Ini dari yang begini kita jadikan begini, modify. Oke. Kita sekarang mau membuat bukaan di pintu lift. Create open name view this button. Oke. Itu karena posisinya ada di grid D. Nah, kita grid D. Oke, kita scroll supaya zoom. Let's add point to add us in creating circle opening. Oke, kita bikin titik dulu sebagai titik bantu. Oke. Online button. Oh, ini. Oh, double klik. Oke. 3 titik. Oke. Di sini. Oke. I think snap setting to pixel position when we create the opening. Oke. Snap to end point checkbox. Oke. Position checkbox. Oke. Polygon cut. Oke. Oh gitu.
Oke, setinggi 2300. Oke, orang jarang lah ya setinggi itu. Second point di sini. Oke. Oke, 1100 bukaannya. Oke. 1300. Oke. Middle clicking, finish picking. Oke. Oke, sama ya. Tadi titik bantu dulu. Lalu bikin untuk snapnya sebenarnya. Oke, sekarang mari kita copy kolom beam wall, panel dan slab untuk jadi 3 tingkat. Oke, ini dragnya dari kanan ke kiri. Oke, karena dia untuk motong, tidak keseluruhan, ya kan? Pondasi kan tidak. Oke, edit, copy spesial, linear. Oke, ini di sini titik pertama, titik kedua di sini. Datasetnya udah betul. Ini number of copy 2 copy. Oke. Sekarang kita lihat perubahan yang terjadi di gambar. Oke, open drawing, place button. Oke, enter, select the drawing. Oke, open, close. Nah, sekarang sudah jadi 1 2 3 tingkat ya. Oke. Sekarang elevator sudah terupdate ya. Ini sudah ada bukaannya. Oke. Jadi kita gambar di 3 dimensi, tapi 2 dimensinya otomatis terupdate. Itu lesson 3. Nanti kita lanjutkan ke lesson 4.
Oke. Di tutorial ini kita akan belajar bagaimana mengkalkulasi dan melaporkan kuantiti pekerjaan dengan menggunakan custom inquiry dan macros. Change the object represented to view only selected integral structure. You can do that by pressing Ctrl +5. Jadi oke, enter ya. Oke. Select tools, inquiry, custom inquiry, select object, terus sum object to inquiry, control and select object. Let's add volume to custom inquiry. Oke. Search, type vol and press enter. Oke. Select volume, lalu klik, and ini sum of volume is okay. Klik OK. Let's use model organizer to select object. Expand structural, concrete, footing. Okay. Click footing, right click, that is replace with left click. Click footing. Okay. Shift and select only selected. Okay. Oke, ini hanya dilihatkan footingnya saja, lalu close, select background, sini. Oh, oke. Hold down control and select pad footing. Terus oh, ini contohnya ya. Oke. Klik macros, run, lalu scroll down, select CU, oh begitu. Oke. Oke, di tutorial ini kita akan melihat bagaimana Tekla Structure ini bisa mengimport schedule dari Microsoft Project atau dari Primavera, kemudian melingkan kegiatan-kegiatan itu ke model, kemudian membuat sebuah schedule yang lebih detail dengan menggunakan informasi dari model. Ini adalah baseline schedule atau perencanaan awal pertama kali yang kita rencanakan. Mari kita save dulu, lalu save schedule Anda dalam bentuk XML format. Save, lalu kita kembali lagi ke teklanya, open the task manager and import the schedule. Klik task manager icon ini, ikonnya ini, klik lagi di skenario, import, browse, ini dia baseline tadi ya, open, import calendar. Oke, close skenario, click the background of the Gantt chart to adjust timetable, select week or days. Oke, select row 2, press continue. Oke. Oh, ini sama lah kayak di MS Project ini. Continue. Collapse task hierarchy. Oke, expand. View, terus klik change time scale of Gantt chart weeks. Oke, sama ini. Skenario, close skenario, klik only selected. Oke, close so only selected. Oke, filter,
Oh, ini bisa juga di filter nih. Enable atau model. Oke. Tuh. Jadi ini kalau automatic selection itu diaktifasikan, model objek di model yang terhubung ke task yang kita select yang terhubung tadi terselect itu. When item is activated, the model objects that are linked to a task are selected in the model along with the task. Jadi kalau itu diselect, terhubung task itu. Klik create task. Oke. Lalu create subtask. Oke. Apalagi modify selection. Oke. Oh. Oke. Oh. Next, select footing. Component can be changed to show only. Press executive counter files. Press enter. Oh. Footing. Oh, iya iya. Ini sama kayak tadi. Terus apa lagi? Foundation. Oh, fondasi 1. Fondasi fombek dulu. Oke. Oh, begitu. Lalu ini ngecor. Selected object. Task type. Jadi ini bikin schedule tapi di atasnya langsung ada gambarnya. Jadi ini hasilnya reinforcement ini tadi ya. Klik task type, reinforcement. Oke. Ini nih produksi per apa ya? Per jam ini. Gimana? Berarti lengkap sekali nih software, dari modeling 3 dimensi, analisa struktur, quantity take off, sampai scheduling. Ini memang software yang apa ya, besar, masif, semuanya diborong. Oh ya, tadi yang setelah lesson 3, lesson 4 ternyata di website resminya Tekla memang sudah nggak ada, jadi saya replace ini dengan tutorial yang ada. Oh, jadi 75 saja. Oke. Kilogram per jam. Oke. Oh, sama persis kayak MS Project ini. Oke. Non-working periodnya dia di bulan musim panas misalnya. Startnya 8, N-nya 22. Lama juga ya. Oke. Ini scheduling ini. Sama ini sebenarnya dia mau mendemonstrate bahwa ini integrated sekali. Sekarang balik lagi ke Microsoft Project. Oh, begitu. Oke. Cukup manis. Critical path-nya juga terhitung. Set baseline. Oh, oke. Oke. Di tutorial ini kita mau bikin kegiatan baru, kemudian membuat rencana erection. Erection itu apa ya? Bahasa Indonesianya perangkaian. Biasanya itu ereksi baja ya, biasanya ereksi aja lah. Let's start by creating a new task type. Continue. Task manager. Oke. Control 5 sama, tadi sudah pernah saya tunjukkan. Only when you need it. Enable automatic selection in model because it affects task manager performance. Oke. Jadi auto select itu dipakai kalau diperlukan saja, karena itu akan mempengaruhi ini di task managernya di sininya nih. Nah, oke. Hollow core slab. Oke, ini hollow core slab ya. View only the selected part. Hold shift and show only selected. Tek. Oh, hollow core slab itu ya. Oke. General setting action. Klik general setting and action. Tipe tasknya apa? Add task type to rename it. Oh, ini namanya ereksi. Define di unitnya sentuh saja pieces. Erect 50 pieces 8 jam dapat 15 ereksi. Oke. Time 8. Print start date. Terus apa ini? Print start. Apa ini? Continue. The letter in parentheses indicate in which path the information is shown. Plan start. Terus ini sama aja di MS Project ini. Plan end. Terus actual start. Terus actual end. Nih. Ini. Udah modify. Select the task, open the drop down menu nih. Erection. Oh, dia otomatis ya. Defaultnya itu berdasarkan ID. You can modify your order manual, juga bisa berdasarkan analisa kita pergerakan alat beratnya seperti apa. Assemblies is activated. Click the first part. Mana first part? Ini. Select component, select assembly. Terus klik the first part. Oh, ini. Mana nih? Ini. Select component, select assemblies. Yang mana ini? Ini yang mana sih? Click the first part. Aish. Mana nih? Ini kali ya. Oh. Ini direncanakan ini. Oke. Ketika hanya tinggal satu. Apply, modify. 1 2 3 4. Oh, otomatis dia ya. Terus loading and progress control. Tutorial 8 udah. Detail planning. Intinya ini sih ke schedule sih. Sebenarnya saya nyaris lebih ke yang analisis strukturnya ya. Tapi oke lah, ini buat pengetahuan bahwa Tekla ini emang cukup powerful. Oke, kita sekarang akan melihat satu fitur di Tekla Structure ini yang namanya Class Check Manager. Kita akan ngecek yang di lantai 1 itu ada tabrakan antara komponen struktur dengan heavy AC object ya. Kita mulai, ini kayak gini nih contohnya class check nih. Nih, nah oke. Pilih bagian yang hanya akan kita lihat saja dengan kontrol 5. Oke. Use model organizer to select first floor object. Oke. Option. Oke. Expand. Ini. Oke. Lalu kontrol supaya dua-duanya ke select nih. Oke. Mechanical dengan structure. Oke ya. Kita yang mau cekkan itu. Oke. Oke, right click itu. Oke. So only selected. Oke. Klik close, lalu ke class manager. Nih, klik class check manager. Class check will run only for the selected object. Jadi yang objek yang kita select tadi aja, HVAC itu ya mungkin ya. Oke. Kita processing class. Sekarang kita scroll down. Ini complex class, select this class. Oke. Klik this class. Select zoom to object. Nah, ini di sini ada tabrakan. Pipa tidak fit masuk ke dalam wall and the object class. Ini seharusnya dia akan masuk ke sini ya. Continue. View the other class related to same object. 28. Control and select this object. Oke. Kemudian Okay. The wall class with the several objects. Let's work on these classes. Okay. Continue. Start status and priority. Click activated class. Activated class. Mana? Status. Okay. Assign. Priority. Medium. Lalu group the class as. Group the classes. Click the activated classes. Group. Okay. Group. Okay, class group. Class information. Comment. Click add comment. Fix this. Betulkan ya. Okay. Close. Lalu scroll down, klik kelas ini, zoom to object. Ini apa ini? Oh, ini nggak bisa nih. Steel beam masuk gini nih nggak bisa kan? Oke. Similar class ini kali. Ini sama, ini sama. Klik this class, group, status and priority. Status assign, priority medium. Let's save the class group. Status. Oke. Kita select class group ini. Control N. Oh ini. Oke. Fix XML. Oke. Oh, terus di email. Klik open model folder. Oke. Send to mail recipient. Oh, ini pakainya masih Outlook 2007 ini. Oke. Type your text and receiver and send the email. Continue. Okay. Let's open the class file and fix the classes. Klik open. Nih. Open. Terus select this group. Oh ini, oke. Klik this class group. Zoom to object. Just enter to zoom in. Okay, let's cut the wall to fit the pipes. Okay. Oh, that's one. Dan flag green mark. Oh, ini udah selesai. Ini dibolongin aja tadi itunya. Oke. Jadi itu tadi class check, caranya begitu dia. Fasilitasnya di Tekla. Ini tutorial tentang class check dan bagaimana mengkomunikasikannya tadi via email, membetulkannya ya. Kayaknya sementara cukup dulu, dilanjut lain waktu. Terima kasih.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Kiak, and I'm here to do a video today discussing how to use the new construction simulation extensions that Tekla has put out, and this is an accompaniment with the video that we put out showing actually crane simulation as well as erection simulation or construction simulation of assemblies here in the model. And so I got a lot of emails asking, how did you do that? How did you automatically make the crane move, and how did you, make the building look like it was being constructed? And so we're using two new tools to do that, and the first one here is the Tekla Animator extension, as well as the Tekla Tower Crane Console extension, which I'll be demonstrating today. Down on the bottom of the screen, you'll see that there is the Tekla Animator extension, and what we can do is, in another video you probably saw how you can manually pick one assembly at a time, and when I zoom in here, you can see that this is a detailed model. All the connection material is here on the steel, the connections, the outriggers, the pour stop, everything is there. This Tekla Structures model represents the fabrication level, what's going to be built. 2D shop drawings and erection drawings are going to be made from this model. So it's a real representation of as-built. Now, what you can also tell here is that it is sequenced out. So the red represents sequence 1, green represents sequence or phase 2, and then the blue represents sequence or phase 3. So you saw in a previous video where you could just pick, item one by one and assembly one by one, add it to the list to control how something is going to be erected or installed. Something new that came out here with the Tekla Animator just this week is that you can actually window around or select a group or area in the model, and the program will automatically figure out how to construct that order based on the lowest elevation of pieces first and then the upper elevation of pieces second. So, and also use their name. So what we can do is that we're just going to first come to the Tekla Animator here, and there's this Get Animation Names. And when I press that button, what it does is it scans through all the assemblies in the model, and it automatically figures out, what are the names of all the assemblies that I found. And so what you can do is you can just move these names up and down in the list. The items that are on the top of the list first, they get considered automatically by the application to be animated or constructed first. So you can move these around and change these as needed. And then all you have to do next is, after you press that button and the assembly names have been generated, you just select the actual assemblies or groups of assemblies in the model, and it will create that erection order automatically for you. So now we're ready to go ahead and begin selecting the assemblies in the model based on their sequence or phase in order to add them to the list and construct the building from bottom up. What I've done is I've switched my view type here to orthogonal versus perspective, so it's a little bit easier for me to select the phases in the model. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to window from right to left here, just of the lower section or the items in phase 1. And again, we've got the concrete core, we have the slabs, all of the structural steel, as well as embeds and things here. And so we can just go ahead and add that to the list. So I just come over here to the Tekla Animator and choose the automatic selection button. Scans through those items that I had selected, adds them to the list in the order by the names in which they appeared in that animation names file. And so we can see that here as I scroll down through the list, columns, then beams, etc. And then also, when you notice here in the model, they disappear or hide because that allows us to track what's already been prepared for or planned for being erected and animated. So we just continue this process. I'll just select the next sequence or phase of steel here and concrete, and then I just go ahead and add it to the list with automatic selection. And then we will just finish up here at the top with the remaining items. Okay, so we've pretty much got the entire construction order all set. At this stage, I just get into an isometric view here, and we're pretty much ready to even begin animating. And I'm going to switch back to a perspective view properties to make it a little bit more kind of realistic looking. So the next thing to do before we actually run the animation is we want to choose the control over the speed option, as well as if we want to automatically rotate the model during the animation, we can switch this option on here by just checking it. And so let's just go ahead and maybe do that. And what we can do is we can say, alright, so as every 5 pieces or assemblies that get animated, we want it to go ahead and rotate the model about 5 degrees. And if we want the animation to go really fast, then what we do is we just set the speed to 0 seconds. And if you increment this to a higher number, like say 1 second, it just basically means this is the delay between the animation of each assembly appearing here in the model. So we're just going to have this go really fast, and we're also going to just go ahead and do the entire model at one time. If you wanted to, you can say, let's do selected only. And what selected only lets you do is it lets you just pick the items in the list that you want to erect first, and then it will only animate those selected items and then stop the animation. And the reason why that might be handy is because if you're recording a video of the construction sequence or simulation, you may actually want to record one area in a particular camera angle and then have it stop, pause your video recording, switch to a different area, and begin recording something else. One thing that's really nice here is in the list you can actually add notes. So like if you wanted to kind of make a storyboard as far as, this is the beginning of sequence 1 or phase 1, or zoom in here and, then start the camera running at doing this, you can make notes for yourself, and any of that information can be saved away into a file as well as opened from a Tekla animation file as well. Alright, so now we're in the position to go ahead and begin the animation, and so I'll just press the play or the animate button here. What it does is it minimizes the tool, and then it allows you to take 10 seconds to start recording the screen and get everything set up in the correct position for starting the animation. And then after that, what it'll do is it'll go ahead and start for us, and you'll see that it rotates around the model, adds all of the pieces in, starts with the bottom, then it adds and goes through towards positive X and positive Y on the building. All the embeds are being added there. And there you go. Within seconds we've got a construction simulation for our project. Now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the tower crane console extension. So first what we need to do is we need to actually add the tower crane here into our model. And this is a custom component, so when I come to my component catalog and import, you can see there's the towercrane.uel file or custom component that I can import from my model folder. If I double click on the tower crane component, you can see the different properties which allow you to set the tower crane to be the height and the width and all the boom length and information that you need based on the tower crane that you want to try to use or show in the model here. So let's say that's on the tower height tab page here. We're going to say 125 feet, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply those settings. So when I add the crane here in the model, which I'm going to do at the center of the concrete core just by picking a point, we can actually see that the crane has been inserted, and we'll switch back over to 3D mode, and we can see that the crane is represented here. Now right now you can see immediately that if I set this to transparent, that this radius here shows the maximum reach of the crane. And transparency settings can be easily set up with object representation to make that translucent. And one other thing you'll also see is this inner ring, which represents where's the hook at any time. And it represents the height, like where the hook is at for the height, as well as from the center of the crane itself. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the properties of the crane here, so I'll select components. And when I do that, we're just going to go ahead and say show maximum radius equal to no. And that makes it a little bit cleaner and better for our animations. We'll then just switch back to the fully solid animation or visualization scheme here. I'll go ahead and close down this component catalog, and we're going to go ahead and launch the crane console application. When we do that, the crane console will automatically load up a special crane animation object representation settings, but then it'll also, what we did here is we just changed the view again back to perspective just to make a cleaner looking animation. What I'm going to now do is I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the crane console, and the first thing it asks you to do is pick a crane in which the crane console is supposed to take over or do something with. So we change our selection down here to select components, and then we press this button and it prompts us to pick a crane here in the model. When I highlight that, you'll see here that the status bars at the bottom show the information as far as where is the hook, as far as position from the center of the crane, how far above the ground or the bottom of the crane is it, and what's the reach that it's actually maintained right now. So what we can do next is pretty much just start controlling the crane. So notice when I just hold down the left button here, it rotates the crane. I can control the lift, and you'll see that the lift radius diameter actually changes there and the height of it. We can control the position of the hook in and out from the center of the crane, and we can even mock up showing the height of the crane changing. And you just change the increment values as far as how many feet up and down or the radius in degrees in which the crane rotates here. So very basic commands, and just all the elements and the things that you need. We can also do a crane reach report, which will then just scan through all the assemblies through the maximum reach that the crane can find, and we can verify, what are the heaviest assemblies that are within that crane reach and how far away from the center of the crane are they. So we'll just go ahead and press that button, and we'll say yes to continue. And it's not going to automatically figure out the crane charts or tell you whether something's failed or passed, but it does give you a quick idea of exactly, how far away are things and how heavy are they, and so then you can manually look this up on your chart and verify, hey, these are going to be definitely workable, or I'm going to have to use a different crane for this. So because the model contains all of this building information data, the real data about the weights and the real sizes, we're able to use the crane tool to not just make pretty animations, but to also use this for constructability and verify that the crane will even work. Now, when we were using the Tekla animation file or tool earlier, it automatically saves away a TAF file, or a Tekla animation file, which contains the order and the IDs of the pieces in which they're supposed to be installed in the order in which they're done. So what we can do is we can tell the crane tool to just animate the job and actually mock up how they're going to be constructed in exactly the same way by just choosing that animation file. So I switched my selection to animation file here, and then there's an animate the crane button. So when I choose this, the first thing it does is it prompts me, hey, pick an area in the model that's going to represent the laydown area or the staging area for the steel that's going to be put up here on the project. So I then just go ahead and pick this area, and it then prompts me to pick a particular model that I want to work with. And here I'm in the C, Tekla Structures Models 17.0 for version 17. And we are in the steel construction model, and there is an animation file.taf. That's the extension in which the tool is looking for. So it's going to then start reading through that list and just animating the assemblies in the model. So now what the crane's going to do is it's going to show representation of the assembly that it's going to put into place. So here we actually see a fully connected assembly being lifted up into position, and once it's actually reached its center of gravity or location, it will then show up or appear in the model as if it's been constructed. And now in this particular case, the crane is automatically figuring out the animation path just based again on where you originally have the laydown area or the lifting point, and then the center of gravity, or like either exact center of gravity or the center of gravity on the top of steel, like here in this case for the columns, to place and position those assemblies in the model. Now for some beams. And if at any time you want to stop the animation, you can just press the stop button on the crane console. It'll complete the last assembly that it's been working on, and it prompts you and says, animation was canceled or stopped. Do you want to keep the erection status on the model objects? And so if we want these pieces to go back to disappearing as if we wanted to start over again, we can just go ahead and say no. And it'll then go through all those assemblies and hide them here in the model. So this is pretty much it. You basically can set up the animation file by just selecting the pieces in the model. And again, because the building information model contains all the naming as well as all of the organization of phases and sequences from the detailer, the erector or the construction manager can easily set up and just utilize that information to make some quick construction simulations.